With the midterm election just days away, candidates are spending a lot of time campaigning in the Bay Area. And some dueling events by big names this weekend have a lot of people already thinking about 2024.
Aaron Parsegian breaks down why this week in politics.
This week in politics, we are down to the wire. Less than 5 days until the election. At the top of the ticket is the race for governor. Incumbent Republican Governor Ron DeSantis versus Charlie Crist. President Joe Biden was here in the Sunshine State to campaign for Crist and Democratic Senate candidate Val Demings. But even with the midterm just days away, some folks are already thinking about 2024. See, another president is campaigning here in Florida. Former President Donald Trump will be in Miami-Dade this weekend to campaign for Republican Senator Marco Rubio. Someone who won't be there, Governor Ron DeSantis, who's holding his own campaign events here on the Gulf Coast. Interesting. This only fuels the flames of talks of a budding rivalry between these two and a potential 2024 matchup, as GOP voters have signaled them as the top choices for the Republican presidential nomination in 2 years.
So it's setting up all the chatter about Trump versus DeSantis going into the GOP primary for the presidency. Rubio's going along with it. I think Rick Scott's going along with it. So it's going to be very interesting that Ron DeSantis isn't on stage with Donald Trump. That event is happening November 6th, and I think that's the unofficial kickoff to the 2024 election.
Back to right now, though. Candidates are making it a point in the final days to campaign here in the Bay Area, likely because the I-4 corridor is not definitively red or blue and has perhaps the most potential to swing an election one way or another.
It is the I-4 corridor that is still the purple area, and in particular the Tampa Bay community, and in particular Pinellas County, is really where the persuadable voters still exist.
Meantime, more than 3.5 million people have cast ballots so far, and Republicans are starting to see their voter registration lead in the state pay dividends. The GOP is leading Democrats in early voting by more than 200,000 ballots to this point. And early voting comes to a close this weekend, either Saturday or Sunday, depending on your county. We have a list of when exactly and where you can vote early if you plan on heading out today or tomorrow, as well as a ton of resources to get you informed and prepared ahead of Tuesday in our voter toolkit on 10tampabay.com. Live in studio, Aaron Parsegian, 10 Tampa Bay.